Welcome back to the show Breakfast Weekend. In this segment of the show, we're going to be taking a look at a woman who has taken it upon herself to bridge the gap for the government to care for the vulnerable and the indigent in the society. While many wait for what government can do for them, she, out of the little she has been able to extend a hand of help to those who are vulnerable in the society. So we have with us Mrs. Dayo Okoro in the studio. It's good to have you, ma'am.
Good morning.
Thank you so much. Good morning. It's a pleasure being here.
What inspired what you do?
Actually, I started this whole project after my program. I attended Young African Leaders Initiative
Okay.
at Lagos in February, March. And during my time on that project, that program, I had a lot of thinking about what I really needed to do to give back to the society. One of the focus of that training was to see how we can make a difference. And I had to make up my mind on what I really wanted to do. And since I was in the educational line, I thought about just reaching out to students who were around me.
Most people would say that giving back to the society has to be, from a pool of a lot of things, and then let me give this percentage back. How much funds did you have? Was it that you had a lot on your hands? Was it that you had so much you could take out from to give back to other people?
No, there was. In fact, talking about finance, that was on the very. That was enough to discourage.
So how were you able to facilitate it?
I understood that beyond just the money, the interest is the basic. Once you can actually have a passion and you have the right people around you can motivate you. Because basically we use our core members and some of my colleagues who are also experts and experienced in their field of learning. I consult them to come and take the students because we take them the academic classes and the skills as well, and that runs between Monday and Saturday. So we have 3 times where we take the academic classes. That's Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Governments take more time paying attention to OSC, that's out of school children in the basic elementary stages of education, but they really don't pay attention to post-secondary school dropouts. We have quite a huge number of them, particularly from public secondary schools.
You get them. What's the selection process like?
Yes.
They come to you, you go to them.
No,
where do
we
you
have
find
to go
them?
to the schools. We go to the schools. We work to the administrative staff.
Public
and then,
schools?
yes, public schools, strictly
Okay.
public schools. Because if you can take your child to a private school, that means you have money. So we go to the public schools. We speak with them. SS3 students are those we reach out to because it's just a 6-month program. So we take them through tests. They have to write a test, a selection process. So your essay, we see how well you can really express yourself and communicate. That's number 1. So that's like the first means of selection. So after that, we take them through another phase. That second phase has to do with personality tests. So while on the project, we monitor you, we see your attitude, we see your responses to work, your disposition to instructions and all of those things. So once we see you are responding, we keep you on the project. But once you really fail to meet up with any of those standards, we drop you out. For instance, we started with 17 students. Right now we just have 10, and those 10 have been very consistent.
Are they the first batch?
Yes, they are the first batch.
What is the end game? Do they forget all of that as soon as they get admission into the school, or
well, for us, our own motive is just to see them gain admission to the university and continue their education, and we intend to replicate that in other schools across the state as time would permit us. We have people who take up those students and who come around to talk to them because we also have the mentoring aspect as well, where they can communicate. But our focus is just to see them go to school, gain admission, and that's just our satisfaction.
You've been able to reach out, and at every point in time you do it, what comes to mind? Every time you meet with those children, how do you feel?
Yes, it's so exhilarating reaching out to them, and the fulfillment is just to see the progress they make. That is just our own delight to see they are making progress and they are putting in their best to hit. They really don't want to just relax.
we'll round off this way. You said you reach out to people, and most times it's not about just reaching out and people saying, of course this is a great idea. Do you actually get the help, sufficient help to run this project?
Really, so far we've really not gotten as much as we would have envisaged. But we're really we made a lot of progress with people, and some individuals still, some of them just see us on Facebook, on Instagram, and they're like, wow, I like what you're doing, how can we support? Some others just scroll through the pages and just move on, that kind of thing. Well, it's also expected, but really what we just set out to do every time is to see that in our own best of ways, rather than depending on the governments to come and help us people. We all can make a difference. You can volunteer to just help somebody, and
society will be a better place. Yes. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure having you.
That is Mrs. Dayo Okoro. She's a language tutor. She's an impact maker in some ways as well, leading, building a new generation of leaders in Africa, and we wish you all the best with that. We hope and pray that you get all the help that you need. It's on this note that we round off the program this morning. Thank you so much for being a part of it from 8 a.m. up till this moment.